Welcome to
I woke up like this.
Hey, Carol.
Hi.
It's so good to see you.
It's so great to see you too.
I realize that I say it's so good to see you a lot at the top of these episodes, and I'm with you a lot.
Well, yes, we see each other, I would say, at least once a day, you know.
Yes, and for hours at a time.
Yeah, we're doing the renovations now where Dana's, we're going to combine our apartments, our condos, right?
Yes, it's going beautifully.
What do you like so far about the renovations?
So what we've done is we've put together those French doors that just open right into both of our living rooms. Mm-hmm. So what we can do is we can open them and then we just have like two TVs going at the same time.
Right, yeah. We do have different tastes in television, so...
You like to watch America's Got Talent, mm-hmm. and I've been a really big fan of watching kittens on YouTube.
Right, yes. She sometimes watches the same video over and over again. She sends it to me.
There's this one. It's really cute. Carol doesn't like it, but it's this cat, and it climbs up onto the counter, and then it knocks over the can of sparkling water. It's so funny.
I don't like that. You know, I think cats are demonic. I really do. So I feel like, you know, I don't want to fight about this. But
that's part of their charm.
It's true, but I wouldn't want to have one.
Well, we're not going to get one.
All right.
I'm severely allergic to cats.
Well, now that we're going to have a combined, you know, house, you know, I want to make sure we're on the same page.
We're going to have to discuss what kind of animal we're going to get, because we have to get an animal.
We were going to do the beaded curtains, but we're going to do the French doors instead.
We can. I'm open to tear down the French doors.
Well, wait,
and we just got a promotion. We can do whatever we want.
And what does he do again?
So I was convinced for a long time that he was a lawyer. Turns out that's not the case. Turns out he's a poet.
And he's making money doing this.
He's making money doing... He's a professor.
Wow. And how did he... So what? This was a dinner table conversation? A confession?
Yeah, pretty much. He finally finished that book. He was writing a book. And he threw it down on the table and he said, "Look, honey, I've been published." And I said, "What are you talking about? You represent people who do bad things." He said, "No, honey, I write poetry for a living and I teach other people how to do writing stuff." And I was so confused. I was very confused.
Where does he teach? At the community college there down the street?
Yes, he does. He does. And also online.
Wow.
Yeah. He runs his own little workshop online sometimes. It runs for 8 weeks. If you want to take it, it's we'll get you all set up. It's called The Keys to Success. Poetry for the Silly Billies.
And haiku?
No, that's not what it's called. I actually don't know what it's called.
He does haiku poetry?
Haiku, he does all of them.
Wow.
He does all of them. I assume he also teaches one how to do it like Taylor Swift.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes. So he tells me this, and I tune out about halfway through because I'm bored. I'm bored.
But he's hot to look at.
He's very hot to look at. The thing is like, I think I was convinced for a long time that he was dumb. Turns out I just wasn't paying attention.
Wow.
That's what happens when you don't share interests besides each other's body.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, the course, I don't know, look him up. Henry Shaft. He teaches the course on something. But yeah, the Taylor Swift lyrics thing, I think it's just like you have a conversation, but it's set to music.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah.
So you never noticed these Zoom meetings that he was teaching poetry and wasn't representing criminals?
No, because remember, I'm in marketing. So I'm on my own Zoom meetings.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I'm talking to lots of people about, how we're going to get their product out there and sold to people. So I'm busy. I'm thinking about other people's products. When somebody gives me a product to sell, I have to dive in. I have to dive right in and say this. I love this product.
Yeah. So she also does you do a lot of network marketing.
Yes.
Pyramid marketing.
It's a new thing. It's coming out. We took after LuLaRoe. Because remember LuLaRoe with the leggings?
Right. Yes.
And they sold all the housewives sold them to all their friends, but then they started rubbing in the crotch and all their crotches were exposed. Yeah. We took it over from them. It's called Lula Marketing.
Wow.
Yes. And so so it's not technically a pyramid. It's technically not a pyramid scheme. Technically. But it is. And so, we just get people in our downline and they have to do the marketing for the products under us. And so I just make a whole bunch of money while other people actually do the work.
Well, I don't know why it's called a scheme. I mean, everybody's making money, right? You're working and you're making money, and the person on top is.
I don't discuss.
You've had to really climb the ladder to be on top.
Yeah, I don't discuss finances, with my coworkers. I think it's tacky. So I don't know how much they're making, but I know I'm making a good, decent amount of money. And you're my friend, so we can talk about it, but I just don't talk about it with my coworkers. It's not nice.
Mary Kay gives away a car. What about this? Do you get a car?
I did not get a car, but you know what I did get? I got a Vespa.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a Vespa.
Wow, and have they delivered it yet? I haven't seen it.
I sold it already.
You already sold it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because, I didn't want Roy to get on it. That's my son, listeners. I didn't want Roy to get on it and knock it over. It was so beautiful. And I thought, I'm not going to use this. I'm just going to stare at it. And it's going to take up space. And we have so much of it. But,
You're such a savvy businesswoman.
Thank you.
And the president of the HOA.
Yes. The pool's open again. You're welcome. You're welcome. We got the right tiles.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Yeah, it's not dangerous to run around that pool. I don't recommend running around the pool, but it's not dangerous to run around the pool anymore in the way that it would have been if we were using inside tiles outside.
Right. I'm excited to run around.
Yes.
I've always wanted to do that.
Run around the pool?
Yeah.
You've never run around the pool?
No, my mother always used to yell at me for doing, don't run.
Well, of course, that's part of it.
Now I want to really run.
Yeah.
Get it out,
Yeah. So what you got to do is you eat some food, and then you got to run around the pool, and then you got to get in the pool. That's how you do it.
That's a good idea.
I feel like I'm talking very fast today.
No, it's all right. You've got a lot of energy.
I do. I've recently discovered coffee because I wasn't a big coffee drinker. Now I am.
No, you just give it to me every time. You always buy me coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I really love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love coffee. I can't live without it.
Yeah, I used to pretend to drink it in front of you. I would dump it behind me.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, just right into a plant. Yeah, that thing grew I have a palm tree inside. It's huge.
I know.
It's huge.
It's got the roof there. It's coming through the ceiling.
Yeah, we have an atrium now. It's nice.
It is, yeah, nice. I really love your new place.
Yeah, I'm sad. We're going to have to leave the old one, though. It's got a lot of nice memories in there.
Oh, well, you're moving a few doors down, so you can always knock on the person's door and say, hey, I want to reminisce. Go in there and recreate some memories with Henry if you want.
I'll be so upset, though, if they paint over the eggplant accent walls that we have in the primary master bedroom.
I love those walls.
Is eggplant a gorgeous color?
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. God really was working overtime that day when he came up with eggplant.
And you have that beautiful, and I hope they don't paint over that, the decal that you have on the wall that says, live, love, live, what is it? Live, laugh, love.
Love.
Right.
Well, I love self-help books. I was a really big fan of Live, Laugh, Love. And then I was also a really big fan of the one where she travels. Oh, I'm forgetting because I've read so many of them. The one where she travels. Eat, Pray, Love. Eat, Pray, Love.
Yes. Oh. That's what I was getting confused with. I was getting confused with the book, and I wasn't sure whether it was a laugh. Do you laugh first, live second?
Well, listen. You got to eat to live.
Right. Okay.
Live, laugh. So you got to eat to live. Mm-hmm. You pray, which is laughing. It's basically the same thing.
Right.
And then you love. It's the same. Love. So
right.
You pray, love, live, laugh, love. Same thing.
Are you gonna put the same little decal on your, or are you gonna do the coffee first? The coffee one.
Henry did get me a coffee mug that says "but coffee first," which is really cute. It means he's paying attention. I feel bad. I feel like a bad wife.
No, you're not a bad wife. You're very available to your husband.
Yes.
You're kind. You're beautiful. You're maintaining yourself.
You're so nice to me, Carol.
You're my best friend.
When I'm having an off day, Carol, I just look in your eyes and I go, things are going to be okay.
It's hard to look in my eyes these days because I have the bifocals.
But I still find them.
But you still find them.
I still find them.
Well, thank you.
I know over the sparkle because the light really bounces off.
Right. Yeah.
I know behind there is your beautiful brown eyes.
I'm there. I'm still there.
You're still there. You're still my Carol.
Yeah.
How are you doing? What's going on with you?
Well,
And of course, I already know the answer because I'm with you all day. But for the viewers, we're going to pretend that I don't know.
Well, what's exciting is Dana's involved me in her, in her cabinet, and I am responsible for printing the whatever she needs printing. So anytime she needs printing, she sends me the pamphlet or brochure, and I print it for her, or anyone else that needs printing. So I have a very important job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always on my computer, my Dell computer, waiting for an email to come through.
And what's really fun is when we're in person, we have a series of snaps. Snap 1, is me, the HOA president. I need something.
Right.
If it's 2, it's my co-president, or not my co-president, my vice president, who currently vacant. I had to fire her.
Why is that?
I couldn't remember her name, that's why. I needed to find somebody whose name I could remember. So we're currently on the hunt for a new vice president. So
we are. So
I still think you should take it.
Yeah, well, my paperwork with legal, because of Gary, my husband, who has many criminal offenses, I wasn't able to be vice president because they were afraid that he was going to put his dirty hands in the works there. So I'm as soon as that paperwork clears, do I have to get a vote, or can I just walk into being the vice president?
No, we're just going to have you swear over a series of Harry Potter books, and then you're in. That's it. That's all it is.
Just which one? Just so I'm familiar with it.
So my favorite's the 4th one. Remember that one, Goblet of Fire? It's the one where they have that competition at the end of the Olympic-style competition, but it's the wizards, right? And they're doing all the thing where they swim and whatever, and then the kid dies. And if you haven't read it yet, it's not a spoiler. You should have read it by now. It's been out for 20 plus years.
Well, so I haven't read it, so should I watch the movie? Or should I read the book?
Well, if you ever have a chance to watch a movie, absolutely skip the book over to the movie.
Yeah, because I need to be prepared for this swearing in.
Yeah. We got to pray over Harry Potter. It's just like what they do in the Bible at the law place. It's the same thing. It's just on a Harry Potter book.
Really?
Because it's non-denominational. So it's any religion.
So they do that at that's a Harry Potter book that they're bringing out every time?
Yes, right here at townhouse.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't swear in a Bible. That's so 1800s.
I didn't know that. I didn't, I just go with whatever you say because, Henry's what we thought was a lawyer. So whatever you say about legalities, I follow you. I listen to you.
Yeah, I was convinced he was a lawyer, but it turns out I was just giving myself legal advice and he was going, That's what was happening. Yeah, poet. I had no idea.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Well, hopefully he can teach me how to write one of those poems. Those ones that the letter goes down and then you do... What is that poem called? Like if you do apples on the way down, you have to then describe the apples.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not the poem professor.
Do you know that poem? You do it in grade school. I was never good at it.
Listen, I could make something up. I just have no idea what it is. It's called...
Well, find it and I'll show it to you.
It's called Apple Poem.
Yeah, we can call it the Apple Poem.
We can call it the name poem.
Yes, the name poem.
It's not an acronym?
Yeah, no, they're acronyms. I don't know what it's called.
We'll have to ask Henry when he gets home. He's got one of his symposiums.
He's an expert.
Well, he's got one of his symposiums. They get together and they drink coffee and they, it's a little bit like what we do during our breaks, but they talk about smart stuff.
And you were invited to one of those?
I've been. It's so boring.
But you get to dress up, right?
I do get to dress up, but I go in a lot of color, and these English and poetry professors, they wear a lot of brown. I'm not a fan of the brown. You've seen my accent walls.
Yeah.
Eggplant.
You love lots of patterns too.
I love patterns.
Patterns on patterns, different patterns.
Yes, I often like to layer cheetah print with flowers.
Yes.
It's really my favorite. Especially if it's like cheetah print with like red.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorite combinations.
It's so classy.
It is very classy.
It reminds me so much of Grease.
Really?
Not Grease? The place, the movie.
Oh, right.
Because how they're wearing the patterns and they got the red lips.
Yes.
So that's what it reminds me of. And I don't think they were actually wearing cheetah prints in that movie. But, New Jersey, Grace, it's all the same.
I love that movie.
It's so beautiful. What's your favorite part of that movie?
I like it when they find out that they go to the same high school.
Isn't that a fun moment?
It's a great moment.
It's like they did not have a conversation at all when they were dating over the summer.
Yeah.
And then they just discover the other one at the school?
Yeah, I thought that was a fantastic moment because you know what? I'm not very bright, so I like to, when a movie, when I know what's going to happen, those are my favorite moments. And I knew that was going to happen in the movie because there was no other way the movie could continue if it went the other way.
Carol, I just heard you disparage yourself, and I gotta say, you gotta be nicer to my best friend. That's not nice. You don't say.
Who are you talking about?
You said you're not that bright.
Oh, you said best friend. I thought you were talking about someone else.
You're my best friend. Don't talk about my best friend that way.
Oh well, me and Gary, we were fighting earlier, and he tends to say things to me.
Oh, he said something not nice. He said you're not bright.
He calls me a Teletubby.
That's mean.
He says I sound like a Teletubby and I look like one.
Well, that's only because of that new hat I got you. It's one of those with the spinners on top.
Right, yeah.
That's why he calls you that. You see, he's not very bright because that's not a Teletubby. Teletubby's got the circles over their head. And they're in bright colors. It's like red and yellow.
Well, he calls me the purple one. You know how the purple one was always made fun of.
Well, the purple one's also the prettiest one.
You think so?
Was that Tinky Winky?
I think so.
Listen, I was young enough for Teletubbies, but I had more sophisticated taste. I was watching Barney. But he thinks he's being funny, but guess what? He's not.
He's not.
He's not.
Well, at first I laughed, because, I have that condition where I laugh in inappropriate moments.
That's what's happening right now. You're still uncomfortable, and you're laughing right now.
Yes.
We're both
and
upset.
At first I laughed, and I then went back, and I said, what am I laughing at? Oh, I'm laughing at myself, that I'm a Teletubby.
Yeah. But you're not a Teletubby.
You don't think so?
No, you're a gorgeous model. Sometimes I look at you and I go, when did Charlize Theron get here?
Oh.
That's what happens.
But which one? The monster in the movie?
Absolutely not. Eileen Wuornos, no thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was her name.
You're not cutting off penises. Absolutely not.
No.
No. You are a gorgeous flower.
Oh, thank you.
If anything, I would say in Mad Max, and that's when she's the hottest.
Really?
Yes. Mad Max Fury Road. Have you seen it?
No, I've seen the trailer.
Same. I've not seen the whole movie.
No.
The trailer. That's all I can handle.
I feel like it's one of those movies that I won't get ahead of. So I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know if I can watch it.
I can't. I don't think so either. But I always say that, and then I end up finishing the movie. Remember 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes.
I said I never finished that one, but then I did.
Did you find all the 50 Shades of Grey in the movie?
I could only count 37. But as we know, I don't like to pay attention.
Right.
Because, Jamie DoorDash, anytime he comes up, I just lose my mind.
Right. He's an heir to the DoorDash.
I still haven't gotten my letter back from him, so I don't have an answer for you. I've sent him several letters to see if we can get clarity on this matter.
His fan club?
No, directly to him. Directly to him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I found his agent.
How did you find that?
Online, on the internet.
On the internet?
Yeah.
You got to teach me how to search the internet. Can I search for anybody on there?
You can search for anybody on there. Give me a name. We can search it.
Well, how about my mother?
Okay, I don't know about that one. Is she on Facebook?
I think she does have Facebook, yeah.
She would. She seems like somebody would be on Facebook.
I feel like she would change her name on there that, so her kids don't find her.
She doesn't like to be found.
No, and I probably in a few years I'm going to do the same thing with my kid.
I've already told him that I'd take him in. Would you be mad if I took him in?
No, I wouldn't be mad, no.
Okay.
Because he needs a mother. I'm not the right one, though.
Right. We should do a kid swap.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not having an easy time with Roy. He's about to be 10. He's exhausting.
Well, we can do a kid swap, yeah.
We can do a kid swap.
I've already done 10. because mine's older, so I'm experienced with 10.
Okay, but was he into a Pokemon Go at the time?
He was into marbles or whatever with the Pokemon inside
Oh, okay. So, see, you don't even know. You give him the phone and then he's got to chase the Pokemon. He's got to chase them all around the townhomes. I can't do it. I can't follow him. He's 10. Someone's going to take him. I can't do it.
Don't worry. I'll take him in.
Do you know what I told him? I said, the app is broken. The app is broken. And he's so smart. He figured out right away that I was lying.
Really?
Yes. You can't lie to them anymore. It's stupid.
Well, he just knows. They just know because of the phones. The phones have made the kids smarter.
Phones. Hey, listen. No more phones for kids. What a 10-year-old needs to get a hold of what? Their lawyer? I don't get it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, we should take him away.
Yeah. The lawyer's going to come. Oh, you didn't serve him pizza for dinner? Yeah, you're right, I didn't. He's got to eat a vegetable.
Right. Yeah.
Brussels sprouts are good for you.
They're very good for you, yeah. Well, we'll see. I'll put him... I know how to hide Brussels sprouts in food.
How does that work?
Well, I blend them.
Yeah. So I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, and you could you can make it into a sauce. And you pour it over whatever. You can pour it over French fries.
Spaghetti?
Yeah.
That is so smart, Carol.
And some people, they turn it into soup.
Yeah.
You can do soup, too.
Oh, what's that cold soup called?
Gazpacho.
And you say you're not bright. But you remember the word gazpacho.
I did. Somehow it came in. The light was shining at the moment when you asked me that.
You're smarter than you give yourself credit for, Carol.
Oh, thank you.
You're smarter than you give yourself credit for, and you're prettier than you give yourself credit for.
Oh, thank you.
Remember, Henry is the gelatinous Steve Buscemi type.
He is. Negative amount of muscle.
Negative muscle.
Right.
Which means he's concave.
Yeah.
I know that's your type. You love a Danny DeVito, Ron Jeremy. I get it. I get that's your type. Terry Crews is a random one,
Yeah. Sometimes we have our, you gotta change it up sometimes. And I changed it up with Terry Crews.
Yeah.
I did have a crush on Danny DeVito for years. I was hoping that was going to be, my husband.
Listen, I get it. It's the confidence. They sell it as if they got something to give, but they don't.
Right.
It's hard. They're hard on the eyes, but they're nice. They're fun to talk to, You don't want anybody like my Henry. It puts me right to sleep. But he's so hot.
He is. We can do a spouse swap if you want.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Or maybe we should, because then maybe I can finally get the deed done.
Right.
Because we've been talking about killing him for a while.
Yeah, well, you have. I don't know if I could do that.
Well, I'm joking, of course. I'm joking.
So what is this podcast about anyways?
So this is I Woke Up Like This. We're a podcast where we interview the ghosts in our I can't talk today.
Yeah, where we interview the ghosts that are haunting our ethereal townhomes community.
Yes, we have a cork board that we set up right in the ethereal townhome square.
Yes, and our neighbors post anonymous hauntings that they're experiencing.
Yes, one day we'll get an email when somebody finally emails us.
I hope so.
But so far it's just been, brick and mortar.
Right. We haven't gone online yet. On the online sales.
Well, I'm online.
You are. I'm not. I'm still on brick and mortar.
Should we get into our first story?
Let's do it.
It's a quick one. A quick one. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Do you want to read it?
Sure. Story 1. I caught 3 loud ghost sounds on camera. I would recommend that you turn up the volume. HTTPS.
No, finish reading the story, please.
No, I'm not supposed to read that.
No, finish reading. You're supposed to.
HTTPS : whatever those sidelines are. YouTube. So it's going to be a YouTube here.
That was beautiful. Thanks for reading that for us.
You're very welcome.
It's the best reading I've heard from you so far.
I was on it. I got all the punctuation right.
Are you ready for these noises?
Yes.
They're going to blow your skirt up.
Really?
Yes.
I have a long one too. That's that strong?
You tell me. You tell me after we hear this, okay? I'm just gonna watch you the entire time. Is that not life-changing?
Wow. Wow, I can't believe that. That is life-changing. Someone posted this link on our cork board.
Someone was gracious. Yeah, I had to type that whole thing out.
You did.
Letter by letter.
Do you think that you maybe made a mistake there somewhere in one of the letters and the, 20 numbers there?
It worked. It worked. We got to the video.
Do you really think, okay. Yeah, I mean, that was a video. I didn't know what the heck was going on in the video.
Well, Carol, you clearly didn't understand what was happening in that video. It was clearly sounds that were not coming from a human.
Yeah, right, like clicking noises.
There were clicks coming from clearly a supernatural being. There's no way a human could have made those noises. You tell me how a human's going to make those noises.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
See, I could tell it was you. I could tell it was a human.
Right.
But when you hear a ghost do it, you just know it's a ghost.
Yeah, it has a sort of an echo a little bit.
And a little bit of an echo. And you could almost see it like a smoky aura.
Right.
Happening around the sound.
Yeah, I would have to go second by second to see that. But
should we watch it again?
No, I don't think. The first time I got bored a little bit.
So you clearly didn't understand it. You didn't get it how big that was. That is clear proof. That is clear evidence of a ghost.
Wow. It is. All right. Well, we didn't see. Okay.
It's funny to me because Henry had the same reaction.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Henry's getting more spiritual. Remember, he's more of a skeptic than I am. And he said, honey, somebody could be behind the camera. And I said, no, they can't. They can't. Why would somebody post this?
Well, if someone was behind the camera, you'd be able to see their reflection somewhere else,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's how cameras work.
That's how cameras work. I'm just repeating what you said at this point because your points are so amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a ghost.
All right. Well, we'll stamp it as a ghost then.
Listen.
Proved?
Listen, Ethereal Townhomes, we got proof. Well, we interview ghosts here every week, Carol. And you don't seem convinced that was a ghost.
Some people just want to come on this podcast and be famous, and I feel like some people, maybe somebody wanted to be famous.
That's true. People do that. They try to use our podcast to get themselves out there.
Who do you think this was? Judging by the bedroom there.
Oh, gosh. I think it's that new security guard. Because we have the Ethereal Townhome security guard living quarters. His name's Jones. I love him. He's great. He gives me soap. He makes soap at home. It's the best soap I've ever used. And so he gives me free soap. That's what I think.
And you didn't get a reaction from it? You used it?
The soap? Yes, I got a reaction to it. It smelled amazing. It's like, so I went through a patchouli phase in college. Mm-hmm. So that's what it reminded me of. Patchouli and lavender with a little bit of amber. Even though
that's nice.
Amber is expensive. This amber, they do the synthetic amber. It's not real. It's not real.
No, does it smell real, this one?
It does.
Wow.
So I think he's getting the real stuff. But for some reason, he's also got to work as a security guard here at Ethereal Townhomes.
Yeah, when they hired him, I hadn't seen him yet, and they said, we hired Jones. And I said, you hired more than one person?
That S is
I thought
pretty deceptive.
It was two people they hired Jones with the name Jones.
Yeah, well, Henry had to explain that to me, too, because I got confused because it has the S at the end.
Right.
Which I'm told is something called a plural.
Right, it was more than one person. So I thought it was two people.
Mm-mm, it was just one person.
One person, right. Well.
Very interesting.
He's a nice guy, right?
You do, yeah, he gives me free soap.
He always asks me if I want a mint.
Do you take it?
I take it every time. I always take whatever's free,
Is it one of those orange Tic Tacs?
No, it's one of those circular ones with the red stripes on it.
Oh, those are
traditional
good.
ones, yeah.
Those are good.
I always take one. He never says hi, he just says, do you want a mint?
That's his charm.
Right.
That's his charm.
I think, well, he gives you soap. He must have a crush on you.
That's, well, he gives you mints. He has not given me anything edible.
That's true.
I don't know. I'd argue that you got the better one.
Well, maybe next time he'll give you a mint.
I'm a little miffed.
Maybe I'll get a soap. One of those amber expensive soaps that you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I know that your husband told you that you're not allowed to wear fragrances anymore, and I'm glad you're starting to rebel.
Yeah, he said it was giving him headaches.
And who cares?
Right.
So what? So what if it is? He's got to go. He's got to go.
Yeah, I wasn't able to wash myself with anything, really, just water. He said Dawn, the stuff you use to wash the dishes?
Yeah.
I was allowed to use that, whatever, Dawn. You know the commercial with the ducks getting washed?
Yeah.
He said it's fine, you can wash yourself with that.
Yeah.
So I smelled like a cup.
You know what soap I don't like? You know what soap I don't like? That hand soap, that orange hand soap. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes, I do.
It smells like other people's house.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? It was the stuff that used to have in like elementary school bathroom.
Right. It smelled kind of like bubblegum a little bit, right?
No, it smells like other people. I don't know how to describe it. It smells like not my house.
Why do you think they put it in schools?
So the kids leave the bathroom faster. That's my least favorite smell on the planet. Followed closely behind by haven't showered in a week.
Right. What's worse, not showering or that soap all over you?
Oh, that soap. I will 1,000% take a houseless person over that smell.
I do now. The smell is coming back to me. Yes, I do remember that.
Well,
all right. Well, we're done with this one then, right? We figured it out.
It was the ghost. Nothing else could have made those clicking noises. I'm so glad we got to the bottom of this on the podcast.
Right. All right.
We're going to change lives.
We are.
We're changing lives. This is going to get us a prize.
It's very inspirational.
Do they give out Nobel Peace Prizes for ghosts?
Well, we might be the first ones.
Well, yeah,
I don't think that. Yeah.
We're going to clear a spot on our mantle for two statues because we're going to get them.
We're going to get a Nobel Prize and what else?
Nobel Peace Prize. Well, we're going to get that one. And then
what about a Grammy?
It's about time the Recording Academy started recognizing podcasts.
Right. Well, what about me, my singing? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my singing, my voice.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, we got to record your album first.
Right, yeah.
I keep telling you I'll fund it, but you said no, you're going to raise the money on your own.
Well, I mean, we could raise some money doing a bake sale.
We could do a bake sale, and we can also have a community concert.
We could.
And by concert, I mean it's not going to be the community. You're going to be performing for the community. Yeah. I know you don't like to share the stage.
I can perform my whole album in front of them, song by song.
What's going to be your opening song?
Well, I'm gonna probably do a Celine Dion song.
Of course.
Right. Yes.
Of course.
I'm gonna do All by Myself.
You're going to do All by Myself, all by yourself.
Yes, I am. Yes. So it's going to open with, I'm hoping people will cry and feel bad for me and then maybe give me some money for actually recording the album.
Well, what we'll do is we'll put out one of those hats and so people can put money in there.
And they can pass it around?
Yes, like church. Well, you're going to be taking them to church.
I will be.
Because you're so good.
Oh, thank you.
You're so good and you're so loud. You know?
My voice can reach the other end of the room there.
And I also can reach the other end of the square in a Ethereal townhomes. We've done it.
We have, yes.
We've done it.
We've tested it. You ran all the way down.
Well, why don't you
I sang.
What?
You ran all the way down to the other end of the townhomes, and I sang, and you said I could hear you.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. And I had to run fast. I had to run fast because we didn't have a lot
Well,
of
I
time.
have a fast voice.
That's what they call it, fast voices. That's how the faster the voice, the better the voice is.
Right.
Well, why don't you sing us a little bit of All By Myself while I send us off to break?
All by myself.
Well, we will be right back on I Woke Up Like This.
Don't wanna be.
Oh, I don't even want to cut this off because she sounds so good.
Myself anymore.
Oh, I gotta go to break. All right. Well, we'll be right back with I Woke Up Like This.
I woke up like I woke up like I woke up like I woke up like
Okay, how's the Danish?
It's delicious. This one's an apple one. It's new. Usually do peach or lemon.
Well, we'd like to play this game
Cherry.
we'd like to play this game. I put a handkerchief on your eyes and I say, all right, guess what it is. And then you have to guess what the filling is. And you got it exactly right today.
Yeah, I said apple and it was apple.
I usually get more exotic than apple, but, I was feeling apple today.
You
and I
got
really
mango
wanted it.
the one time. That's very exotic.
There was mango that one time. There's also one of those that's like the fruitcake from Christmas.
Right.
They took the filling on that one. And
One of my favorite cakes is the fruit cake from Christmas.
Isn't it so good? It's hard and soft at the same time.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
I love the gelatin.
Gelatin is an underrated texture, I think.
It is. It very much is.
Anytime I go into a hospital, I immediately just grab all the Jell-O I can find because they just have the best kind there.
Oh, you grab all of it.
Oh yeah, I take.
You can make it at home.
Stop it! I can.
Yeah, you can buy the boxes.
Who was going to tell me this?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm the one to tell you that.
Well, thanks for telling me, Carol. Well, I'm not the best cook.
Well, I can show you how to do it.
Yeah,
There's 3 steps in the process, so I'll show you because you can't really do it on your own.
Okay, please don't tell me the 3 steps because I will forget them immediately.
Right? Yeah.
I'm just nervous that a ghost is going to come in and ruin it. Because that's what they did with my pizza. Remember, my pizza kept burning.
Right.
It's like it's pizza. Why is it burning? I don't know.
Exactly.
It was a ghost.
Yeah, it was a ghost every time, and we fixed it, right?
Well, anytime you're here and you help me cook, it comes out just fine.
Yeah.
But when I do it by myself, it always burns. I think the ghost is afraid of you.
And I realized that you can't put it in the broiler. Remember I told you can put it in the broiler? You can't.
That's...
So...
Oh, well, I haven't been putting it in the broiler anyway.
Good, okay, good.
It still burns. Doesn't matter.
Well, I just have to come over. I feel like the ghosts are scared of me. I'm intimidating.
Well, once we're into the unit right next door to yours, you're just there. That's just your house. You're not coming over. You're just living.
Right, yeah.
So you can just help me,
I think I can help you.
Well, it would be fun for us. Because you know how every family has their own way of yelling up the stairs?
Yes.
What is ours going to sound like when we're yelling for each other?
Gosh, I don't know. I feel like I want some sort of...
Well,
what are those names? What are those in Pretty Woman? What do they call each other? The 2 friends. I want to be those characters.
When it's named
Julia Roberts' character and then her friend.
What was Julia Roberts' character's name? I know Vivian.
That was her name.
Because that's a wild name to me.
And then her friend's name was Trixie or something like that.
That's
she looks like a
right.
Trixie. So Trixie and Vivian.
Trixie and Vivian. So you're gonna come. You're gonna be. I'm gonna be Trixie or Vivian?
Yeah, you're gonna be Trixie. I'm
Okay.
gonna be Vivian. I'm gonna be the main character.
You are the main character,
Right.
And I bet Julia Roberts also has a beautiful voice like yours.
I'm sure she does.
Well, I know Emma Roberts does.
She has a good, nice voice.
Emma
yeah.
Roberts has a beautiful voice. She was on a Nickelodeon show when
Oh,
she was
really?
younger.
Wow.
Sings like a songbird.
Wow.
Gorgeous singing.
So we'll call each other, maybe, yeah. And then one of our husbands can be Richard Gere.
Well, it's definitely not your husband.
No, definitely not. He's the one that slaps her.
Well, Henry has to be the Richard Gere because he's the rich one.
Right.
But I don't like. I don't
Then
mind
we'll have
sharing.
to trade. Yeah, we'll have to trade places then. You'll have to be Vivian.
Can we both be Vivian?
We can be both Vivian. Yes.
We can both be Vivian, and I'll reluctantly let your husband be the Richard Gere sometimes. So sometimes you're Vivian, sometimes I Vivian, sometimes
Depending on what.
Richard Gere, sometimes... What's your husband's name again?
Gary.
I try to forget.
I know, you always try. You try to name him different names.
You know what I called him yesterday?
What?
Guillermo. It's longer.
Maybe he shortened it. Maybe that was what his parents named him.
You know what I think it is? I think it's the coffee.
It's just making you more, sophisticated?
No, it's making me more forgetful. I think it's having the opposite effect.
Really?
Yeah. It's like I'm saying...
I like you like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll keep it.
Keep the coffee.
I'll keep it. We're going to get a Keurig.
Really?
Yes.
Those are expensive.
I know. Well, we can afford it. Should we get in our second story?
Yes.
We've got an amazing guest here today. I'm excited for this one.
Me too.
This is the kooky story. It's a kooky, crazy story.
It is. Well, I haven't actually really looked at it properly, but you're going to read it?
Is this a Dana Reads episode?
I think it's going to be a Dana, yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to read. I don't think I've read a second story in a while. Or maybe I have. I don't really listen back to our podcast.
It's like those actors like Johnny Depp or whatever that don't watch their movies. Right?
Well, I know that Robert Pattinson has a hard time watching himself on screen.
Right, yeah.
I remember during Water for Elephants, he walked out in the middle of it. It was a big scandal.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It just means that you're professional and you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it just means you left it all on the stage. You don't need to see it again.
Right.
Yeah, you were there the first time.
I listen back to our podcasts. That's all I listen to, really. I don't put a music on or anything like that.
Well, give us a quick review. What do you think?
Well, I think it's really good. I think that I really enjoy my singing in it.
That's the best part. That's the best part of the podcast. That's
And
my praise
I
from
think
Carol.
that you're very funny. And
That's
you're
so nice.
engaging.
That's so nice.
But I only gave us 3 stars on one of the things.
I'm amazed that you were able to figure out how to give us a review.
Well, I'm a tough critic too, and yeah, I figured it out somehow. I don't know, I went and clicked some buttons and there's a drop-down menu, I don't know.
Leonard must have helped you.
He did, yeah. I watched him.
You were speaking again?
We're speaking, yes, he asked me if I wanted to go to therapy with him, so I decided we should probably start talking so I know what to say to the therapist.
And he's paying for it, right? With his hot dog on the stick money?
Yes.
Good. That 15-year-old needs a job. And they need to pay for therapy with their mother. I support this.
Yeah, he's paying for it, so I'm going. You know, I'd always take whatever's free, right? Whatever it is.
That's why we love a garage sale.
We do.
Because you can usually talk them down to nothing.
I'm good at that. I'm good at bargaining garage sales.
Well, especially if you go at the end of the day, right? They just want it gone.
Remember I bought that bra?
Do you remember? I remember, not only did you buy that bra, they paid you to take it. That was a nice bra. Do you still have that bra?
Yes, I do. I can't get the blood out.
Oh. Well, that's what you get for breaking up a dog fight in it. You should have just let them fight it out.
Well, yeah, I know.
You're
Well,
uncomfortable. That's why you're laughing.
I am, yes. It's the inappropriate laughter.
All right, let's get into our second story so we can get to our ghost guest. Our ghost guest. What is can I trademark that term?
Ghost guest, yeah,
Well,
do it.
You know, it's not to be like Taylor Swift. You know, she trademarks everything. She tried to trademark the year 1989 once.
Really?
And I just thought that was so business smart.
Yeah, that
Trademarking a
is.
year. What a nice girl.
Yeah, lots of things happened in that year, too.
Do you know what else she coined? Or she didn't coin. Excuse me. You know what else she trademarked?
What?
Shake it off. She trademarked that.
That saying?
Yes.
You can't say it?
You can't say it without paying her. So I got to pay her, you know, a
What, are you going to
nickel or
send her a
something.
check?
Yeah, I'm going to send her a nickel check. A check for a nickel.
Wow.
Well,
It's very honest of you to do that.
Well,
You can't say it again.
well, I can't tell my source, but I heard Taylor's a big fan of this podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I heard she has an apartment here in Ethereal Townhomes too.
One of her vacation homes?
Well, she needs an escape from New York City every now and then, so she comes out here to New Mexico.
Yeah, no one's ever going to find her here.
No one's going to look for her here either.
No.
But yeah, she trademarks she's so smart. She trademarks everything. 1989. Welcome to New York. That's another one she trademarked.
Wow.
So smart.
Very smart woman.
What a smart and a creative woman, too. She comes up with all these things by herself.
She's very good at writing those songs.
So snappy.
So much variety in those songs.
I know they all sound so different. She's the best. Honestly, she's the friend of the podcast, Taylor Swift. You're so talented. Big fan.
Especially Dana.
I'm the biggest fan. So this is our second story from our community board. Again, this happened here, right here in Ethereal Townhomes. The title is Dollhouse Ghosts Getting Stronger, and I think I have a demon. B, okay. I'm still a bit skeptical, but even I haven't got an explanation for this one, so I've given in. I own a dollhouse I believe to be haunted by a little girl I call Beatrice. I've never seen her before. I've seen her before, and she makes noise, but now she's interacting with things. It's in all caps, so I have to say it like that.
Right.
I was willing to brush it off on my closet door. I keep her dollhouse in my closet. Kept opening under mysterious circumstances, but now she's doing shit like talking, crying, breathing down my neck, pushing me, playing with my hair. Again, all caps. What the fuck, B? Boundaries. All caps. I had to say it like that. I'm so sorry, listeners. To be honest, she doesn't really scare me all that much anymore. I've had her around for about 6 years, and she's never hurt me or broken my things. I can see her in random reflective things, but there's one thing that's been freaking me out. I can see her in random reflective things, but when I've been looking into the usual things she appears in, sometimes I see something else. That was in italics, so I had to say it like that.
That was very nice.
I'm not sure if this is the real Beatrice and she's pretending to be a little girl, or if this is another entity entirely. But I've been seeing a tall, cloaked figure where B should be for a few years now. B is just a kid, but this scares me. For instance, I sleep in a loft bed, and I was looking into the reflective eyes of a plush owl I had at the time to say goodnight to B, and instead I saw that thing. To give you an idea of how tall this thing is, my bed is about 5 feet. This was roughly 6 feet above that. Over time, I've gotten a better look at it, and it's just pale and has no eyes. And I'm scared that B is really actually this creature. Anybody got any ideas of how to get rid of that? What it might be? Or how to get B to stop pulling my necklaces, goddammit! Too long, didn't read. I have a sweet little ghost in my house who's growing up too fast and might actually be a demonic creature. Please welcome to the podcast the demon,
right.
Or Beatrice.
Beatrice, welcome.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here with you two. I've been wanting to do this, and it's been so hard to find a body to possess and come and talk to you and really clear the air.
So let's discuss this outfit that we have going on here. We've got this floor-length gown going on. It looks like a wedding dress, but it's lacy.
Yeah, a little
it's gorgeous.
Bit. It's a little lacy, and
it's a cream color too. I like it.
In certain light, it can be violet, which is important to me. And I've also taken the liberty of lining it with arsenic.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
Very traditional. Very traditional.
That's nice.
You see, I'm from the olden days. I died a while back, and so it was the latest fashion to have arsenic in all of our clothing.
Oh, I've been to Olden Days, New Mexico before. It's nice over there.
So it's a Western ranch.
Yes, it's beautiful. They got all the cows. Sometimes you drive by and it smells like poop.
Right.
I love manure.
No,
The smell of manure.
But
nice.
It is very nice. It reminds me of my father's farm.
Oh, that must be a comforting memory.
Yes. Sometimes.
Will you say yes for me one more time, Carol? I love the way you say yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I'm more of a yes. I'm.
Do it again.
Yes. The breath to it is important.
It's really sexy.
Thank you. I'm only 6.
It's interesting. We've had a lot of children ghosts on this podcast.
Yeah, there's something about it. The ghosts like, possessing or even haunting people.
I'm starting to think the ghost years are different than human years.
It's true. Time does work differently in hell. Spoiler, I'm afraid I am actually in hell.
So you're full out admitting to
no.
this demon thing.
Well, it's a little more complicated than you might think.
Oh.
And this is why I'm so delighted to be here on the podcast to clear the air.
Oh, there's a smile. You weren't smiling before, now you are.
No, it's nice. I often try to keep my teeth covered, just because normally they're pitch black.
Oh, wow.
And
Can we see?
What?
you,
Oh.
you see, and sometimes insects crawl through the gaps. Like, do you see?
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's quite painful.
The way I was looking at you in the light, I thought they were white, but yeah, I see them now.
Again, trick of the light. You know, the violet clothing. Sometimes in hell things are very different. It's hard down there. I was in my day. I was in your time. You had Jean-Benet Ramsey. I was sort of her precursor. You understand, and that's why things took a turn, and so here I am. In
Well, John Benet has 3 names. You only have 1. What's the rest of your name?
Shankwort.
Beatrice Chanquart. That's
Wow.
beautiful.
That is very nice.
That's got a similar ring to it. John Benet Ramsey, Beatrice Chanquart.
I was it's Shankwirt. It's of German extraction. I was on a circuit of toddler pageants.
You were.
I
You were a
was.
little pageant queen.
I was.
You're holding yourself like a pageant queen. Just the
You
way
are.
that you're not even sitting down. You're standing, and you kind of beveled.
Well, you see, if I give up the pose, then I have to spend another 500 years submerged in flame, as conditions, and I'm on. This is what brings us to the haunting. This is a condition of a parole, I think, is what you call it these days, and it's just been a comedy of errors with this dollhouse, in so many ways, and I'm so exhausted.
You're attached to this dollhouse?
Yes.
So this is the dollhouse that's been passed from human to human.
I think so. You see, I went to go see it 6 years ago.
So this is new for you.
This is new. This is new. Part of my conditions of parole was that I got to lease a dollhouse and haunt it.
You found it on Zillow?
No, this was Redfin. This was Redfin. And it was good.
You don't use Craigslist?
Oh, certainly not. Heavens, no! I got Redfin, and they called me right away. So insistent. I
That's
could.
because they're number 2 to Zillow.
Right,
Zillow's more
right.
popular.
Oh, I suppose so. I had to kill 3 agents. They just kept calling, and I had to interact physically with them and cut so many break lines.
Wow.
It happens,
So you got to lease it.
I did. I got to lease it, and part of the parole is that I check in with the mortals around me.
Okay.
And this is where, my current mortal that I'm tethered to, is she's a little jumpy, you understand, and so it's difficult to make this
I know.
connection.
You do?
Oh, yeah, we can all say her name at the same time. It's Prudence.
Prudence.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
Heinous woman. Awful. Terrible cook.
She seems nice.
Well, her rice pudding is not good. Have you had it?
No, she's never cooked me rice pudding.
She tries to bring it to the events every time we have events.
She tried to. Yeah, she brings stuff to the board sometimes that I
Right.
can't eat. I'm usually too stressed out.
By the gallon. It's something in the recipe. I think she's using a very coarse grit rice,
Wow.
which just creates a different experience.
Well, do you think she's getting everything on sale? Because sometimes they come in really big things and they got to get rid of them.
It's possible she was buying rice in bulk, but I suppose she also was just buying ball bearings. Sometimes it has a texture of ball bearings in the mouth and in the throat.
Like the things that go on skateboards?
Precisely.
Wow.
Wow.
So anyway, Prudence and I, we've had a good relationship for 6 years, and then you live in a place for so long. You say, I've got to renovate.
Right.
I've got to change things. And that dollhouse, if I had to look at that flowered wallpaper one more time, I was going to poison myself with arsenic again.
Well, there's flower wallpaper in there. That sounds nice.
It was at first, but you get tired, you get tired. And so I
Well,
knocked...
what kind of flowers?
Oh, they were all lilacs, and acanthus leaves at the top, which just...
Those are tiresome.
Right, yeah.
Oh, don't you just wish to die now hearing about it? I sincerely wish you both would if you'd seen it, yes.
Yeah, I would be very exhausted seeing that every single day.
And the problem is I knocked down a wall to make a conversation pit, and I opened a portal.
Oh.
Which...
This is when you were alive.
No. This is after I had passed. You see, this was part of my parole. They didn't tell me on parole that you couldn't renovate without notifying your officer or the mortal. And so I've unfortunately opened up this portal, and then Prudence, just by coincidence, happens to do things that invite demonic presences in along with her. Okay. So this is why it's so important for me to be here, to clear the air and tell her what she's doing.
There's a lot of backstory here.
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. You've got this gorgeous giant cigarette.
Do you mind if I smoke?
Do you need an ashtray?
No, I never do have an ashtray.
You just let it go on the floor?
I do.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. We're moving anyways.
Yes, it's don't trouble yourself. You don't need to go get an ashtray.
What brand is that? I've never seen that before.
It's a sort of, you'd get canceled for using it these days, I think.
Really?
Oh, so it's a Dejarum.
It's made by people who weren't paid, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Well, the people who work on
Volunteers?
They're volunteers, interns, I think is what they call them these days.
Well, they have those at the YMCA. The YMCA people making cigarettes.
Oh well, yes, of course. And this is perhaps after that same fashion. Delicious.
We love going to the YMCA. We see a lot of stuff there.
Tell me.
Yeah, we saw a woman who was making lemonade in the shower area.
Huh.
It was cool.
Was it good?
Oh, I didn't try it. I wasn't thirsty.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I haven't had lemonade for so long.
She was making lemonade in there. She brought all those lemons in and squeezing them in there. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds divine. In a dollhouse, you don't have running water, but there is a lot of screaming. So,
do you need running water for your ghost?
You wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't.
No, you specifically wouldn't. Every now and again, you miss it. A babbling brook, a tap, a bucket of water to cleanse the blood away.
Well, you're more used to wells, right?
Exactly, yes. I was more of a well girl.
Just having to go down to the river and get a bucket.
Well, that was my mother.
You forced her to go.
She would go.
She would go. I was a delicate child. I was dressed in arsenic-laced robes, so I was very sickly. When the well came,
wow,
we were ecstatic. I threw several of my siblings into it.
You have an air about you that makes me think you're probably, wealthy and rich?
Well, it's a sum total of the people I've possessed over the years where things seem to linger for a while. I'm scared of what I'll pick up from Prudence. I certainly hope it's not that large hump she has on her back, but I'm worried it's affecting my posture.
Well, we become the people we hang out with.
It's true, and
and as you grow older, you become more of what you are.
Right. And who you want to be.
And where you were going.
And you leave behind where you were. And Prudence, in my day, we smoked our cigarettes made by free labor, but the things she watches on TV, I'm frightened of. Sometimes.
Really?
Sounds like those Real Housewives.
Yeah. A lot of elevated voices. Nobody speaks in iambic pentameter.
And they all clap their hands
frequently.
when they're mad.
Very frequently when they're angry.
Those are nice shows.
I suppose it seems I should probably possess one of those women.
I would love to see it.
It might be
I would love to see that.
I think at least they have some rich dollhouses in their mansions, in their own dollhouses.
Oh, I'm sure they're gorgeous.
I can only imagine. Being on parole like this, you worry that you're going to be stuck in the same cat piss scented dollhouse for another 35 years and before I'm up for the review board, but a dollhouse like from one of those television programs would be utterly divine. The reason I possessed an old homosexual in the 80s. And
are we allowed to use that word anymore, homosexual? I thought they were called gay.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. That seems too new for me. An old grand dame in the 80s. He passed in the 80s, you understand. So I'd possessed him, and this is where I've come up with my deep and abiding love of interior design.
Oh, that was his name, Grand Dame?
No, his name was Paul Corder.
That's what an exotic name. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think that's from? Poland?
Well, I would say more Russia.
Oh,
right?
That's exotic.
Very
Everyone from
exotic.
Russia's gorgeous.
Did his family come up with the quarters? Is that why his last name's Quarter?
You know, I never
He invented
asked.
the quarters.
It was difficult to spend time with him because he smelled of cabbage always. It was
Wow,
overwhelming.
that's a very strong smell.
Oh,
And it's a vegetable.
And
We
it's
don't do those.
yes. It was fabulous. Utterly fabulous. Those were lovely years to be there with him in his tenement in the 80s.
Well, you seem so
The
smart.
1880s?
Sure.
Well, tenements in the 1980s, that'd be a little late to live in a tenement house. I was watching a PBS documentary this morning. It's the only reason why I know this.
So you got to stop reading all those books. Listen, women shouldn't learn too much. This is what I've learned.
No, you seem angry to be here. You seem like you don't want to be talking to us.
Well, I'm just tired.
What makes you so tired?
The demons that keep getting invited in.
But you are a demon.
Sort of. It works different in hell.
Okay, so this reminds me of. So sometimes I've heard. Now you're not going to use this word, but I'm going to say gays. Sometimes I've heard that gay men can be a little standoffish with other gay men. Do you think that's what's happening here?
I'm sure I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I don't either.
No, but whatever.
So you've never seen RuPaul's Drag Race?
Oh,
They split up into cliques right away.
I have. I've seen it. It reminds me of my pageant days.
You used to also be in pageants?
I did when I was just a little girl dressed in arsenic-laced robes, yes. And I would be on stage from Oklahoma to the Missouri Territory. Bleeding Kansas.
You are so well spoken for a 6-year-old, I gotta
You
say.
are.
It's every soul I've possessed has left me with something along the way.
So what soul are we on now? What number is that?
Oh, goodness, I keep getting evicted. It's been so many.
And just ballpark it.
We're looking anywhere in the neighborhood of... it could be anywhere from 75 to...
So you're old is what
Seven-
you're saying. You're very
700 maybe?
old. You have the sensibilities of an old person. Oh, that
it's
makes sense.
been a while.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know, the last one I got... I'm worried I'll lose Prudence. Is why I'm here. Okay.
Oh, you want to stay with Prudence?
I do. I've grown fond of her, and she mentioned the hair pulling, and I keep trying to tell her that I'm sorry because when I did touch her hair, so much of it came away in my hand.
No.
I mean, we've all been there. We've all had that.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we all know. And I was just trying to tell her that when she cooks a certain ethnic dish,
Right.
with the portal such as it is, that's how the demons get invited in.
What's this ethnic dish that opens the portal?
Oh, gracious, I couldn't tell you where it was from, but my heavens, it smelled. I suppose it was something...
Do you think it's couscous?
No, but it was bubbling in a pot, and it smelled of burning, and it had a deep red color to it.
Like a marinara sauce.
It could have been. Very.
Oh, it sounds like that, yeah. Marinara sauce is spicy.
Oh, and she
It
did
is.
some witchcraft where she took this long, thin thing, and by the end it was very rubbery.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Right,
yes.
the noodle.
Noodles, yeah.
I've never known my days.
Spaghetti.
Wow.
Spaghetti, I think it
Yeah,
was.
those spaghetti.
Gross. That sounds awful. We don't eat in hell very much.
Wow.
Oh, that's sad. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't able to eat a calzone.
Tell me, what's a calzone?
A calzone is like pizza, but folded over into a sandwich, like a pocket sandwich.
Does it have fish in it?
Sometimes
Oh.
you can put whatever you want inside of it
Oh.
Yeah, you get to choose.
Could I put arsenic in it?
if you wanted to. Listen, there's some days when I've thought about putting arsenic in my own calzone.
Tell me.
That's it. That's all there is. Sometimes I'm done.
She's over it, you know.
Like when I took over for the HOA board, you don't know this, but I have to complain about it again because it's at the forefront of my mind. You know, they bought the wrong tiles for the pool. You know, they bought the inside tiles. You know, for like a backsplash or something. I know, and they bought it, and they were from Italy. So they wasted all this money on the pool, and then they had to close down the pool because they didn't have the right tiles because it was the whole thing when we had to call the supervising board. And I know you're gonna get a word in a moment. I was so upset. So, you know, stuff like that. Anyways, I just get over it.
I
just get over
can
it.
sympathize because ever since I knocked down that wall in the dollhouse, where the portal is now
Right,
opened, the amount of red tape it is to write for permission to put the wall back, to close the portal, to try and get Prudence's attention, to get her to stop searching for those things on the internet she's searching for. She doesn't seem to understand its vampire rules when it comes to demons, which we all know.
Well, so clearly you're part of the HOA here. The Homeowners Association?
Well, I ran in the election, but I don't seem to recall winning.
No, you
You-
did not win.
No.
Yeah, no, you didn't win.
There
but-
were several irregularities in the count.
Oh.
Oh.
You think there was a...
Some meddling happening?
Yeah.
It could have been. It was either...
Because I assure you there was no Russian interference, I got to tell you.
Well, it was either that or it was a Sumerian demon Lamashtu who came out through the portal and stuffed the ballot boxes. She's been known to do that. She did that in Sumerian elections since time immemorial.
No, I mean, whatever happened, I was one of the people that was counting.
Oh,
So
Carol's such a good counter.
is she?
yes.
Yeah, and she takes her time too. It's, she just go 1 and then 2.
Oh.
I used a calculator for it.
Very
I mean-
good. I love that they teach women things now. It's beautiful to me as...
I feel I would have done better in your time.
I suspect many of us could have.
Who's the last person that you possessed? Because, for a 6-year-old girl, you seem to have so much disdain for anyone girly.
Unfortunately, the last person I possessed was another old homosexual.
Named Rudy Giuliani?
It could have been. No, he's still alive, is he not?
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Someone, a Giuliani type. A Giuliani type.
Oh, so a Pete Buttigieg?
Yeah, precisely that. The name escaped me, but it was Pete Buttigieg.
He's still alive too. I don't.
So there are some special cases where Satan will snatch the soul and put a spirit in a body if it's just evil enough. And Pete Buttigieg was my most recent.
Well, you say that, and then I picture Ted Cruz.
No, he's
He's a demon himself. Isn't
he's
he?
an entirely different species. Yes, he's more of an eldritch horror than a demon, and it's a lot to get into. And I worry that your listeners are not up to speed on demonology enough.
Well, not just listeners. Maybe the host of the podcast.
Of course. It's a classic me. I show up and I expect everybody to be conversant with the rules. Vampire rules. Do we know what that is?
Vampire rules?
Yes.
We do, no garlic, right?
Oh, very good. Very good.
Must have a Tilda Swinton haircut.
Usually, yes. That's now changed slightly. It went a little punk in the 90s, but now we're back to...
No tanning beds.
Certainly no
What?
tanning beds. Alliums of any kind are forbidden. Onions, garlic, shallots, unfortunately. I remember
Oh,
shallots.
I love the shallots.
Oh, we love shallots.
In this house, in Prudence's house, I should say. Big fan. Loves the
Well.
alliums. It keeps me on edge always. But invitations...
Well, that explains the breathing.
The way I smoke, I have to smoke to get the garlic out, But invitations are the big vampire rule. You have to invite them in. And it even worse is if there's 7-layer dip. And Prudence always has
Really?
7. We know this about her. What's the one thing Prudence always has on hand? It's 7-layer dip.
How do you get 7 layers? How do you even think about that? It's so creative, right? Where do you get all the ingredients?
In gravity, how do they stay separated?
Well,
Yeah, how do you do
it was
that?
inspired purely by Satan.
Well,
The 7 layers. This is how hell manifests on earth.
What's in those 7 layers? Because I've only heard of a 3-layer dip.
Well, there's sloth, greed, lust, gluttony, envy, wrath, and then the 7th one,
I've never eaten envy before. What does envy taste like?
green apples.
That doesn't
Not
sound
our-
very good in a dip.
no, it doesn't.
No, it's not. It's not. It has a little. Depends on the chip. Depends on what you're dipping it in.
What kind of chip do you like?
Well, I prefer tortilla chips.
I like the ruffle sour cream and onion.
Oh, those are good. You dip those in a nice little salsa.
Oh,
I like sour
Spanish.
cream, dipping it in sour cream.
Ooh, sour cream's good. So sour cream and honey in a sour cream dip.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's
So
so good.
Yeah, well, when when you eat food, it's like clothes. You got to match it. You got to match it.
And it sounds healthy too.
Very healthy with the calcium. There's a lot of calcium in there.
Yeah, and the
Because of
onion.
sour cream.
The
Are
onions,
people
you got the
still doing
vegetable.
that? Are people still doing calcium?
Yes.
Yes, you can do calcium supplements.
You can get them from so many different places.
Oh.
You can get them from milk.
And from what I've seen, nobody's doing dysentery anymore.
No.
No,
There's a pill for it now.
Oh, fabulous. I check in and check out every now and again. I go and winter in hell for a little bit when the dollhouse gets oppressive.
No, so you are, your house is a part of this community. I have to ask, was this construction approved by the board?
I think we both know the answer to that question.
So the answer is no. So I'm going to have to come over and inspect it, and we're going to have to discuss rebuilding it. Because we do have a standard to keep up in this ethereal townhomes.
yeah, and I'll print the papers, whatever those papers are.
I'm not sure I love your tone, especially since we've corresponded about this previously, and this is not what you said in your letter to me.
Well, that's a form letter.
Oh, I
That's
see.
It's a form letter. We receive your request, and then we have to go through it. So I sent a form letter out, so you don't think that I'm ignoring you.
Yeah, and then I print it.
So you saw this form letter, which so
Carol
lovingly...
wrote it. She
Yeah,
wrote
and
it based on my directions.
Right, and then I turn it into a PDF and I print it.
A PDF.
I don't know what you don't understand by Carol prints it, but Carol prints it.
I understand Carol's trying to brag offhandedly that she has
And
a
she
printer in the home.
I don't
She should.
understand. What do you mean I'm trying to brag? I'm just trying to instructions, give you instructions.
A printer in the home is a fabulous sign of wealth. Okay, we all know this. And as the Prince of Lies,
Well, you need ink.
with that too, it's a cartel. And believe you me, as the demon lord myself,
And Carol was able to buy that ink all by herself.
this is good. This is good. Okay. I feel vulnerable and I want to admit to you all I'm not actually a 6-year-old girl.
Oh no,
Oh, no.
we've had this happen before.
This is what I was afraid of.
Someone lied.
I feel so rotten about this. I really do. And I am, in fact, a demon. When it comes to ghosts and demons and things like that, it's always a gray area, but...
I feel like we knew this. I feel like we knew this already, that you were a demon.
No, you didn't. No, none of you knew.
Oh, I guess
Well,
they didn't, Carol.
No.
No, I've nobody's ever guessed before. I'm very good at my disguises.
Now I'm fully believing that you were a 6-year-old girl.
You were good. Very good disguise.
Because 6-year-olds are always like, no, you didn't.
Right.
No, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So, Carol, I think she's a 6-year-old girl. I don't think she's a demon.
It's hard to keep up the act sometimes, as it's an eternity burning. What do? You're gonna go fuck with an HOA.
You know what I think is happening? That's the point I was trying to make. Is I think you're just avoiding talking about having to reconstruct that wall. I think you're trying to throw us off your trail,
Right.
and it almost worked.
There is one thing that I've found to be.
Is this going to be long-winded?
It could be, but
Because you are very charming.
Oh.
I'm falling for it.
stop. It's of all of my powers that I've been honing over the millennia, there's one thing that stood in the way, and it's always been an HOA somehow. What is it with you people?
Well, it's that we have a lot of power, and and we don't have a lot of supervision over that power. So we got kind of drunk with it.
You specifically.
Well, Carol has to rein me in sometimes.
I can see. You have...
Dana's fueled by being the HOA president. It drives her every day.
Yeah.
It inspires her. When people say you got to wake up and do what you love, she's waking up and doing what
what
she
I love.
loves.
Now tell me, did you start filing your teeth into points after you became in the HOA, or were they always that sharp?
No, they've always been this sharp.
Oh.
Yeah. I am missing a few crowns. That's what you're seeing. So I do got to go to the dentist.
Oh, I suppose that was just a choice you made.
No, it's I had some soup earlier, and the gum that holds the teeth in kind of came apart.
What are you going to say about my teeth?
Well, it's what's
Careful, that's my best friend.
That's
my best friend. Be careful.
The color is so beautiful. It's so white, but I've never seen some teeth without
Chiclets?
Well, no. Your teeth, normally there's lines separating them. You've just got one big calcified
Right, yes.
tooth at the top in the shape of a U. Two of them on
Your
the top.
teeth grew.
They did. You know how some people, they don't, their teeth don't grow anymore? I have a condition.
Like shark teeth.
They grow, they just keeps growing. I have to file them.
Oh, that's... It sounds like so much fun.
Well, that's why I was hoping you'd comment. You commented on her teeth. Why didn't you comment on
I
mine?
mean, I've been staring at your massive U-shaped tooth.
And now we're off the paperwork again. Carol, this one's good.
Yeah.
She's good. She's
Really
very good.
Very
She's very
smart.
good. Well, do you think you can come by the office on Monday and fill out the paperwork so we can, deal with getting your dollhouse back together? Because we got a reputation to uphold here at Ethereal Townhomes.
I'll be there too with my printer.
You bring it with you.
I can bring it with me.
There's portable printers now. We're in the 21st century.
Do you carry it by a strap, or does it go on the back?
I carry it on my back.
Oh, I see.
There's cords. There's lots of cords that I have to carry out the front.
Of course, I'm more of a rolling case man myself when it comes to
you were one of those nerds?
If that's the hateful word you choose, yes, you could say that.
Well, when I was in middle school, that's what they used to do. Is they used to have the rolly backpacks.
You were also 19 feet tall in middle school.
And now we're off the
Paperwork
again. Carol, it's too good. Beatrice is too good.
I'm just saying, people generally value a tall person in this day and age, and the fact that you were 19 feet tall in middle school was an asset. Wouldn't you agree?
I know you're trying to be hurtful, but I take it as a compliment. Statuesque model.
I
What I'm
suppose-
hearing you say.
Really, what I intuit in Carol's expression now is what happened.
What do you mean?
Well, you're so much shorter now.
Well, that's why you don't smoke.
I see.
I smoked a lot of cigarettes in high school.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. You got to make better choices.
Stunts your growth. It took your growth back.
It did. Well, and also I eat a lot of processed foods. If it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it, I don't want it.
It's like bologna.
One of the most demonic foods, yes. The production alone would turn your hair white.
I like to tell people that I'm into charcuterie boards.
The boards themselves.
No, just the bologna.
See, I was always fascinated with the boards you serve the meat on. I could not be bothered with the meats.
Is there a literal board? I just thought it was.
You could serve
platter.
it on you could serve it on a slate piece. You could serve it on a dead fish if you wanted, but I'm always about the boards, you understand. Whatever, meat's fine. Vegetables, Romanesco, what are we doing? But give me a solid board, give me a shingle. I'm there.
Wow.
I'm sure some of those were words that I recognized. But you lost me at Romanesco. What's that?
It's a vegetable.
Really? A vegetable?
Have you heard of those?
Yes, I know tomatoes.
Those are
And
fruits.
potatoes.
Okay, those are vegetables. Yes.
And I also know okra.
Uh-huh. Oh, I didn't know you were poor.
I grew up poor.
Oh.
But now we're comfortable.
Oh.
My husband is a poetry professor. I thought he was a lawyer for a very long time, but he's actually a poetry professor.
Oh, that's...
And he teaches an online class, which is very fancy. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, how hateful.
And they play solitaire together.
Yes, I'm using the computer all by myself.
That seems very difficult. Now tell me, so he's teaching online, and he teaches primarily incarcerated veterans, is that right?
No, not at all.
Not any longer.
No, he teaches not any longer. No, he teaches college kids.
You've just discovered he's done poetry. You didn't know he was... who he's teaching.
Well, I don't listen when he talks. He's my husband.
Well.
I don't listen to him. I look at him. He's gorgeous. Who has a conversation with their partner? Carol hasn't even had a conversation with her husband, and they've been married for a very long time. They've only had sex once.
Yes, and then I got pregnant.
Oh,
The 40-pound baby.
40 pounds.
Biggest baby on record.
Huh. And was it,
It's a nightmare.
well, I can only
It's
imagine.
the opposite of a Disney movie.
Now tell me, were you induced?
No, well,
It's natural.
it was all natural.
Did you deliver in a swimming pool?
No, I delivered
Under a tree?
In a hospital.
Yeah, but the hospital was under a tree.
That's good. Okay. Yes. Did they, I mean, give you
What's the significance of having a baby under a tree, Bree?
Well, that's natural. A woman goes to a tree and she grasps a branch.
That's how they did it in the olden days.
That is how they did it in the olden days, yeah. That is.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
So when you saw a woman grasping a tree, you ran the other way?
Well, if you can't handle that sort of thing, and the homosexuals I've possessed over the years, they could not handle that.
What about all the apples on the tree? They'd all fall?
If she was having strong contractions, she could shake them off, yes.
And then what did she do with those apples? Did she make it Danish?
She could put them in a Danish if she wished.
I wish I knew how to make it Danish.
Nobody does know how. They
No,
just show up in gas stations.
They just come from Entenmann's.
Yeah, right.
And then they're done.
Yeah. I love a gas station.
A gas station?
A gas station.
Good, yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
Come and go.
No, how is that spelled?
I think they use a K.
Oh, that's nice.
Fancy,
That's
you know?
nice.
Lets you know they're a cut above.
Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
Maybe. It was on fire.
Really?
It could have been a
Well,
Buc-ee's.
there's more than one.
Oh!
It's a chain.
Oh, I see.
It's a chain.
I mean, it happens that places seem to catch on fire wherever I go, so I think it was.
Carol and I we want to open a convenience store where 7-Eleven meets McDonald's breakfast. So they would serve 7-Eleven, stuff. They have like the gummy bears, and then they have the soda fountain, and they have the rolling hot dogs, because hot dog tastes better when they're on a roller. But then they would also serve McDonald's breakfast.
And on Mondays, we would have a buffet.
Oh, that sounds divine. No
The
sneeze
breakfast.
guards.
Pardon me?
No.
No sneeze guards.
Sneeze
please,
guards
no.
are expensive.
They sure would. Okay.
Self-serve buffet. You just
Now,
take whatever you want.
I think I found a way out
Honor
of our...
system, too.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. We're missing that in this day and age. But if you don't mind, I've got an idea which can get us out of our HOA jam.
All right.
Oh, so you're bringing it back to the paperwork, because we got lost.
Listen, you don't spend as much time in hell as me without being able to recognize a kindred spirit, and by that I mean a stone-cold manipulative sociopath with an HOA president. And I want to say I respect you and see you for what you are. And Carol, you too with your printer. I'm deeply impressed by the printer. But could I haunt this 7-Eleven McDonald's breakfast joint?
Well, it doesn't exist yet. So if you want to haunt something that's not real, then yeah, go for it. Which would be really funny, because a lot of people say demons don't exist, and yet here you are.
When are you building it?
Oh,
When or
sometime
where?
in the future.
Yeah.
We're still in talks. We got to find investors, and we got to get backers.
I see.
I got to find out where we're going to get the eggs.
Ooh, those are so expensive, yeah.
We're touring
Are you-
farms.
Are you thinking bird eggs, perhaps fish?
Fish eggs? No, we're just going to go with the birds, I think. Yeah.
Have you
Probably
co-
chickens.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't decided yet, though. Maybe quail.
Quails. They're so small. Go with ostrich. They're such large eggs.
Those brains, I've heard, are the smallest brains in the animal kingdom.
Oh, well, they've
So they
got
deserve
the
to die.
biggest.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, from what I've seen, smallest brains, but they do have the biggest bird legs you've ever seen.
Oh, I didn't even think about
Really?
making
Wow.
ostrich legs.
Delicious. Have you ever had them?
No.
No, I told you I go poor.
You sure did. Yes.
No, in New
that was for
Mexico.
Carol. That was Carol's question.
Really? No, I haven't. I also didn't grow up very rich.
I suddenly like you two less.
Well, I think the feeling is mutual.
But yeah.
Well, That's okay.
So, we were going to entertain you moving into our 7-Eleven McDonald's breakfast restaurant. But, I don't think so anymore.
Honesty is the best policy.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't want you anywhere near the cash register.
Or our eggs.
Listen, if we're being completely honest, it's the ostrich eggs that I'm after there.
Well, we'll look into the ostrich eggs as long as it's not farm to table, because that's too long.
Well, also, I mean, it's just so expensive in this economy, but they are critical and crucial components for many rituals that I do.
Yeah.
Which,
We want farm to farm.
Right.
if we could do farm to farm.
How about farm to restaurant? That seems smarter.
Right. Rather than table, what are they talking about?
Yeah, it's not even cooked when it's at the table. If it's coming straight from the farm, it's got to go to the restaurant.
Yes, I prefer my eggs broken directly over my head.
Really?
Is that a religious thing?
Yeah.
Yes, it helps. It's nice to rub the juices everywhere. Especially if there's a placenta involved. Please tell me, when you gave birth
Yes.
with your placenta, did you come on,
I think they want to know if you ate it, Carol.
No.
Like Khloe Kardashian.
No, I donated it to an elementary school.
So they could dissect it.
Oh, I see.
No, so they could use it as one of those balloons. You know those?
Oh, it would have been a very large placenta, yes.
Yes, the New Mexican education system is very poor.
You know when the children go, woo, and they run...
Oh, and they run under it, yes.
They played parachute with it. I do remember that.
That's what I donated it to.
It's a big success. They still got it 15 years later. I still use it. We drive by sometimes.
Right.
Very impressive. It stayed moist all these years.
Oh, not only is it not moist, it's now leathery. So it
Right,
lasts
yeah.
even longer. It
Like
flies even higher.
Ah, like an old drum skin.
The kids are just, they don't know where it's from. They're not allowed to find out.
Oh,
And it was an anonymous donation, so the school doesn't even know where it came from either.
oh, of course, yes. I remember reading about this when you just threw a great bloody bag into the foyer of the school.
No, that's not what happened.
Didn't
That's not what
you?
happened at all.
How did you donate?
Well, I what I did was
She wore giant glasses and a hoodie.
I
And
put it
she-
in a basket, big basket,
It had to be big, yes.
and I left it, and
Oh.
I rung the intercom, and I ran away.
Oh, I see.
It was in one of those old timey baskets that they used to take on trains to travel.
Oh, I
Right,
see.
yeah.
Okay, things have changed since I've been in the organ donation business.
Well, you've been doing that since before trains.
Oh yes, it's been a long time, but usually it's the classic move. We all know, you gather the organs, you put them in a bag, and then you just splat right at a door to let the families inside know.
Now I feel like you're just saying things to get under my skin, because we have not finished this paperwork.
Right.
We have not finished this paperwork. You're going to come by my office on Monday. We're going to get this dealt with. We need to get that load-bearing wall back up because it's dangerous. It's dangerous, and we have a reputation to uphold here at Ethereal
Right.
Townhomes.
Okay, several issues with this. You all know I can't do DocuSign. Okay.
Well, that's fine. You can tell Carol, and Carol can print it for you.
Well,
She's
and
the
then-
other
then
kind
I
of
could-
printer,
yep.
too.
Okay.
She also writes, but in print with her hands.
Right.
If Carol has paper, any document I sign immediately bursts into flame. Are we prepared to handle this?
Listen, you can possess Carol. Carol can sign it for you, and then you can get out of her body.
No, that won't do.
Well,
That just won't do.
I think we're going to have to get the eviction papers going.
Don't worry, you're going to want to get out of my body.
Now,
Carol hasn't had wine in a week. She's feisty in there.
Oh, I can tell. But okay. Let's say I wanted to help out here, and that way we can get me on my way. Where would I stay in Carol's body?
Well, just briefly in her brain, so she can
Right.
sign the paper
Yeah.
as you, and then you can leave.
Yeah.
Now, what can I take with me when I go?
Out of my brain?
Yes, personality-wise,
well,
memories-wise.
Maybe some traumatic memories.
Yeah, specifically the part
But
of her
it's
brain
pretty-
that cares about what other people think and feel. You know,
Well, yeah.
the one where that's concerned about what other people think and feel about her.
It's pretty empty in there, so you...
I
probably
see.
will find
Well,
just a few things.
I
so-
ask because this is a condition of the parole, is that somehow, in some way, that I'm able to improve the people I'm with. And so for Carol, when I am taking possession of you, I should like to leave with something of yours, whether it's perhaps an eyeball, a clump of hair.
Okay, so it can't be emotional.
Oh, it could be emotional, yes.
Take a neuron pathway of mine that leads me to self-doubt.
She's also got a strand of gray hair on the back of her head that you can run off with, too.
Oh, yes, you could take
yeah,
that,
right,
please.
let's-
Actually, I'd prefer if you take that. Never
Yeah,
mind.
but I'm seeing some gray nose hairs as well.
Now that's just mean.
Well,
No, that's just me. That's my best friend. You be careful.
listen, I'm just saying, if your
Listen,
friends
you-
won't tell you, okay?
No
Who
one's
can you
told me.
trust?
Like, have
If
gray
you cut
hairs
her,
on-
do I not also bleed?
We could try. I'm worried you don't understand what that means.
So we'll see you Monday?
Listen. Here's the deal. I'm willing to give you an extension on this, as long as we get you to stop pulling on the necklaces. We'll give you a week extension for not pulling on necklaces anymore. How does that sound?
I think you can do better than a week.
Well, give me something to work with here. I'm brand new to this HOA president thing. Negotiation is new for me, so give me something to work with.
Okay, here.
You sound like you've brokered a lot of deals.
Listen. Okay, I can stop pulling necklaces. I reserve the right, however, to make magnets fall off the refrigerator.
And we will raise that deal and say that you are not allowed to knock over shampoo and showers.
That's fine. I can deal with that.
That's the most terrifying version of ghosts. I have one of those.
Listen, well, then you haven't had the type of ghost that makes the shower curtain stick to your skin.
See, I would prefer that.
Really? You like
You're
that?
you're a monster. You are truly a dark and lost soul, and I think we have space for you. I think we need to talk further about openings,
Well, I'm
opportunities for you.
But I'm not going to hell. I'm going to heaven for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know this for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dream about it.
Carol, would you prefer a shower curtain sticking to you?
I would not. No.
Okay, I can't even
Well-
afford shower curtains.
I don't have a shower curtain.
But we don't even need them here in
But-
Ethereal Townhomes
but-
because we have glass doors.
Mm-hmm.
But, the thing is I wouldn't. No, you're right. I would not. Wouldn't want a wet. Well, it depends. A wet or dry shower curtain.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
it's
a good
very
question.
wet. It's very wet.
Okay, yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is the one thing we're going to have a difference on opinion on, Carol.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it was our first fight, but we got over it pretty
Well,
quickly.
we did. We got
It's
over
so
it. I
terrible
forgive
when
you.
friends fight.
Oh, we fell
Yeah.
into one of their traps.
We did, yeah.
Oh, Carol, I forgive you.
I forgive you too.
Love you. I'm sorry.
I'm okay with you liking the shower curtain sticking to you.
And I'm okay with you not. I'm okay with you
Right,
liking
that's
shampoo
good.
bottles getting knocked over.
And
Well,
okay,
grab.
we're gonna
grab
see
your
you Monday.
Strand, grab her strand of hair. We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
I guess the necklaces are gonna have to say, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
Monday. I will not show up before 3 p.m.
Well, that's fine because we don't open until 3:30. Do you want to stay and help us close out the podcast? After
Yeah,
this break?
that sounds nice.
Well, great.
All right.
Well, great. You can freshen up your cigarette, and we'll be right back on.
Oh. I woke up like this.
Thanks for staying it with us. That was so nice.
You're welcome.
I woke up like. I woke up like. I woke up like. I woke up like.
Welcome back to
I woke up like this.
Carol, I think you should do that as a solo. Will you try it again?
I woke up like this.
That was gorgeous.
You wanted me to sing it? I thought I would.
That was gorgeous.
Thank you.
That was amazing. I seriously don't know why you don't have a record deal already.
It'll happen, I think. Just say you have to be patient with it, and you have to let the people come to you, because I'm hiring the manager. He's not hiring me. I'm hiring him. He's gonna get commission off my sales and my performances.
Well, once we're done with our remodel, I should open my own record company and just sign you. I'll pay you whatever you want.
Okay, great.
I will say the fact that you have your own printer puts you head and shoulders.
Thank you very much.
And she can also print.
It's so important. People don't know these days when signing a deal with the devil to have their own printers.
And you know, I know how to print both sides of paper.
Oh,
So when I print you that contract thing, it's going to be both sides.
You can make it
Heck,
double-sided?
Yeah.
That's fancy.
now are you a landscape or a portrait oriented?
You know what?
Which one's the up and down one?
Don't you dare.
I don't know what those words mean.
Don't you dare try and call me out on my printer knowledge. It's portrait, and I think we both know that.
No,
It's portrait. Yeah.
well, thanks for, that's why you're the printer person.
Yeah,
and
I'm the printer lady.
I'm the brains. This is the brawn over here. Or maybe I got that backwards. I'm the brawn and she's the brain.
Yes.
She's smarter than me. You know, that's why it pissed me off earlier when she called herself not that bright. Because she's clearly the bright one.
Oh, well. Well,
And the pretty one.
no.
Just unfortunate that you have that awful husband. Because you could really have it all, Carol.
Well, if I was Terry Cruz's wife, I would have it all.
Have you ever considered drawing the lines on your one tooth to make it look like you have multiple teeth?
I've done that. It just washes off.
We even talked to a tattoo artist, and they said they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You said because it's not skin, and there's not like a third and fourth layer of skin.
Sure.
Just bone.
That's why I don't smile.
We should think on that. We should think on how to do that.
Well, let's think about it right now. Well, because we've done Sharpie, we've done paint.
Yeah, yes.
You know, we've even taken a newspaper and tried to stick it on there. It didn't work.
Oh,
It's unfortunate.
and Sharpie didn't work.
No, it
No, it
didn't
comes
work.
right off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Permanent marker didn't work.
Crayola didn't work.
Have you tried tar?
No.
Oh, that's an idea.
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll try that next.
Well, next time we're in Los Angeles, and we can go to the La Brea tar pits, and we can get some of the tar from
Oh,
there.
okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much where I'm from. It's easy to find.
Well, it's great because I don't have to floss.
Well, of
there,
course
you know?
not. No.
It's all one tooth. So.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to floss until you file them down. You got to floss for a little bit, but then they grow again.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
Is it uncomfortable?
It's a bit uncomfortable. I know how rabbits feel now.
Is that why you're on the carrot kick lately?
Yeah, so because of this tooth, I have carrot cake cravings.
Mm. I love carrot cake.
It's nice. Well, it's amazing that carrot cake is the same nutritional value as carrots. So
Well,
it's
it's got
good.
carrots in it.
That's how it works.
Right. So what are we doing now?
Should we? Carol's getting peckish. And we just finished having Danish, Carol. It's okay. Well, we have our guest still here with us. They're smoking a cigarette. But, we don't usually do this. Do you mind reading this last story for us? Of course. So Carol and I can have our...
Yeah.
we
I
can
don't
be an
read-
audience.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to read these stories sometimes.
You read earlier. It was gorgeous.
Thank you.
Story 3. Am I going crazy? Had some strange experiences when I lived with my ex. Something hit the bed and woke me up, yet nobody was around, and it felt like someone was sitting on my feet until I yelled and cussed at it, and I felt the pressure as if someone got up off my feet. Fast forward. There's not a lot of capitalization. I moved in with my current girlfriend, and I was laying on my side, in bed, and I felt a male touch my shoulder and started to breathe really heavy in my ear. And I even felt the warm breath from it breathing, and I got up and nobody was there. Could this be a spirit following me? Background. My ex was widowed by a man that worshipped the devil. In that house where this all started. Had other strange things that happened. The TV and Xbox would turn on randomly. And when we broke up, I got an email that was for her ex-husband. It was from an insurance company. I called them and they said they didn't know how I got that email, but they did confirm it was sent from them. God, that's spooky. What makes it even more strange is that her ex didn't even know anything about me, and none of them had my email address.
The craziest part about this story is that, how can you read something like this and go like, ghosts aren't real?
Right, yeah.
This is clearly paranormal.
Speaking from a from a perspective as a demonic being, this does seem ghostly to me.
And what was that? What's the difference?
Well, all the classic hallmarks are there. The sitting on body parts and getting up on body parts, responding to cuss words. Xboxes. Oh, telltale sign is the Xbox.
Really?
Oh.
It's a ghost for sure.
Ghosts.
What about televisions?
Televisions, yes, in the 80s, and now they're sort of, you have one, you have the other, but
Emails too?
emails.
Is that a big thing?
It's a big thing. If I had a nickel for every ghost email that I've gotten to sign me up for a mailing list, for a sale at internationaljock.com, for DoorDash, I can't be rid of them. Even me.
You think those are ghosts? Sending those emails? Sorry.
Yes. I mean, I'm still using hotmail.com.
All right. Okay.
Well, you know, what's upsetting to me is I thought, death would surely mean the end of spam emails, but it sounds like it's not.
No, I'm still getting emails asking to donate to Pete Buttigieg.
Well, and I'm in marketing, so this is great feedback for me. Too many emails equals not nice.
Yeah, I would like to say not relevant, not interested. I see this content too often, and it prevents me from carrying out my dark crusades.
Do you ever get an email from a man from Africa?
I had authored several of them myself. Yes, I know precisely the ones you mean.
Asking for money.
Yes. And you would pay, and it would sit in an account.
I did that once.
How much did you get out of it?
How much did I get out of the deal? Because there was no deal. I lost.
How much?
Please be vulnerable. How much did you lose?
Carol?
I lost $5,000.
Oh. The good news is it could have been worse.
So you think that was a ghost emailing me and getting my money?
Almost certainly a ghost.
What about Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin still a thing?
Oh, very spooky.
Because, I think Bitcoin's demonic. And so I'm actually glad you're here to talk about it, because I have a friend who lost about 40 grand at Bitcoin. Seems like something the devil would come up with, yeah.
40 grand.
It's a lot of money.
Oh.
Just disappeared.
Overnight, like that.
It's almost like it's not real.
Well, it isn't real is the problem. So that's why it's ghost, not demonic. And
that's a good distinction.
It is. Everybody loves to assign blame here and there and everywhere, and sometimes the answer is just not looking you right in the face when you don't see it. But $40,000, I mean, you could think of so many ways, so many things you could buy with $40,000.
Well, back in your day, you can buy the world for $40,000.
I could have bought at least 2 manatees with $40,000.
You could have bought a bunch of people with that too, huh?
I suppose I could have, but I'm more of a manatees man.
Manatees are cute.
They are, and they're just so... You just want to pinch them. They're doughy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
So,
well, I do have a question. I mean, if I ever get to meet this person, maybe you can shed some light on this. They said they felt a male touch their shoulder.
Right.
How do they know it was a male presence, male ghost?
That's a very good question, Dana.
Is there a difference between male touch and female touch? Listen, touch my shoulder right now. Felt the same to me as Henry.
Well,
felt the same.
This is one of the things Prudence would often talk about this, where depending on which ritual, depending on who she'd invited in, she would feel different touches. And the one thing that I would try to communicate with her through the necklace pulling, through the hair pulling, is to be on the lookout for several signs. And one of the things with a male touch, one of the telltale signs is usually if you look down, there's a little necktie on the wrist.
Oh.
I'm so sorry I tuned out. I was not listening.
You can tell it's a male hand because the wrist has a necktie around it, you understand?
He had a necktie around his wrist.
So they could feel the necktie because they said they didn't see anything?
It'll be dressed up in a little suit.
Oh.
The arm will be, usually, you see.
Okay, the next time I get a ghost, I'm going to look at their elbow if I can.
Feel for calluses. Very important. A man's hands should be hard.
Yes.
From working the land.
Well, Henry's calluses. Well, now that I think about it, Henry doesn't have any calluses. Is he a woman?
He's writing poetry all day.
He just have an indentation on his middle finger because of the way he holds the pencil.
Okay, well then we're cooking with coal. It sounds like that seems like that would letter of the law. Okay, how is Henry, by the way?
He's very sexy.
Oh, so he's not very fat anymore, is he?
Oh, I did not know him when he was heavy.
I see.
We've only been married 10 years. Was he fat in high school? I always assumed that was a brother.
Well, maybe that'll be for the next episode.
Well, I don't think I'm going to have you back. You seem to be poking at things that I don't want people to have poked at.
Trying to ruin a relationship.
I know everyone wants to sleep with my Henry, but this is not the way to his heart. It's not the way to his heart. You know what the way to his heart is?
Tell me.
My vagina.
I see.
Yes. I got him right around my pinky finger.
Is that all?
No one else in my vagina.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, my clitoris.
And how is that doing, by the way? I know you'd had so many problems with Satan's doorbell earlier.
Well, I just got over a yeast infection, if that's what you're asking.
That explains the scent, yes.
And the smell. Well, this has to, Carol, to wrap this up, this has to be, ghostly.
Definitely.
Because, emails are not shared on the internet. There's no way to find that information online. This has to be,
it's
presence.
a ghost. So I stamp it as a ghost.
I'll stamp it as a ghost. We should literally get a stamp and stamp ghost.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've
Put
decided.
that on your print list.
All right.
We need another print thing. A stamp.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for being on our show
Yeah, thank
today,
you. We'll see you Monday.
Yes,
We'll see you
Monday.
Monday.
I'm so glad we could clear the air. I'm so glad.
Well, it's not cleared yet. You
No,
gotta sign the
it's
paper.
not.
We know where you live too. Prudence. We'll see you at Prudence's house. If you're not there on Monday, 3:30 sharp.
Very well. 3:30 p.m.
Make sure you bring your Tilda Swinson haircut too.
Oh, God, I look so good in that haircut.
Well, anyways, thanks for being on the pod.
Thank you.
This has been
I woke up like this.
Danish House was played by me, Jason Bornstein.
Carol Ufganza was played by me, Claudia Witt.
Our special guest today is
Everett Roberts.
Please follow us on Instagram at I Woke Up Like This Pod. If you'd like to hear your story on the show, please email us at iwokeuplikethispod@gmail.com. Ready for it to go? Thanks for listening.
I woke up like I woke up like I woke up like I woke up like